This program is brought to you by UCKG.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to one more Last Hit program. Tonight, we are going to be passing to you the solution for the problems you are going through concerning addictions. You who are going through an addiction and you are trying to overcome such addiction, or you have such problem in your family and you've been trying everything to sort it out, but all the efforts you make comes to no solution. That's the reason why we are going to be showing you that it is possible for you to overcome addiction. When you go through a problem like that and you look for specialists, they're always going to tell you that it is incurable, progressive, and fatal. And it's true. That's what they say out there. That's what they pass, the information they give to those who are going through addictions or family members fighting for those whom they love. But here in the treatment, we have been proving to you that when you decide to do it in the way God says, there is a solution for the problem. Any kind of addiction that may be destroying your life or your family can be removed from your life, can be defeated. Why? Because the addiction is not a physical problem. Addiction is a spiritual condition. That's the reason why the addict even tries to stop. And when I talk about addiction, I'm not talking about only drugs. Nowadays, we have people who are seriously addicted to technology. They spend most of the days or most of the time in the day in their phones, social media, internet. People who are severely addicted to pornography, again, using the technology. And they lose their lives, they lose their marriages. It is out of control. Sometimes they even try to stop, but they don't have power to resist the strength that comes from within. And that's why we can affirm addiction is a spirit. And when the spirit of addiction is removed from a person's life, that person will be completely free. That's exactly what is been happening in our treatment here. Every Sunday in all the UCKG Help Center and Silk Center all over Asia and Oceania, we have the specialists doing the treatment and removing the spirit of addiction. Once that spirit of addiction is taken out of your body or your family member's body, that urge for the drug or for the addiction will no longer be there. Once the spirit is removed, the person is completely clean. Well, we have people who are clean for 10 years, for 8 years, from 5 years. And it's not like they say out there that if you are a drug addict or an addict, you have to control the addiction daily. There is no healing. Once an addict, always an addict. You just can control yourself daily. That's not true. There are people who are clean for years and they hate whatever they were doing before. Well, there is a solution for you. You are going to see this story now. This person arrived here in the treatment and this person was out of control. The addiction was controlling this person's life. But after the treatment, this person is completely clean. And the same can happen with you.
I was heavily addicted to weed. Before I started receiving the treatment, I was growing up around my family. My family were always smoking around me, smoking joints, through the pipe as well. And when I was growing up as a child, I saw that as something normal, though I didn't have the desire to start smoking it until I was about a teenager. When I reached 18, I decided to start taking up smoking because I wasn't a big drinker. I wasn't smoking cigarettes that much really, but I was really wanting to try the weed because of the effects that it had on me. Every weekend I would take off work just to go up to my brother's house and smoke. And that's when the addiction started. I couldn't stop. Every single weekend I had to get some if I wasn't going up there. I had to get some for myself, bring it down home and hide it from my family who I was living with because they never knew that I smoked. So every Friday night I'd end up at my brother's house and we'd smoke. I'd smoke about 2 joints a night and I stayed there for 3 days, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So it was about 6 every weekend. And from the joints I I started taking it further. I started taking the weed through the pipe. The more I got addicted to the weed, the more the stress started to kick in. I was really changing internally with me. If there was a problem that come up like within my family, within my finances, or within my health, because I had breathing problems, because I was an asthmatic, it was the only option that I had at the time. I started to take off even weekdays from work, and I started getting less shifts at work. My boss was getting angry at me because all I wanted to do was continue to smoke, and the problems just got worse. My family were getting angry at me because I wasn't able to help them pay the bills because I wasn't working that much. There was a night where I was driving home and my granddad was in the car, and I was high at the moment. I was supposed to stay at the house that I was smoking at, but I wanted to go home that night, and I almost caused an accident. I fell asleep on the steering wheel, and when I did, all I could hear was the car horn, and I nearly crashed into the side. After that, I got home and I said, this is really destroying me. This addiction is not helping me at all. It's making my life hell. When I came to the treatment, what I learned made my life change. I realized that the addiction I had was a spirit, and the spirit was removed. And then my life completely transformed from then. I no longer had the cravings for the weed. I've saved a lot more money ever since being off the drug. My health is much better now because I've been off the smoke. I can breathe properly now. I can have a good night's sleep. I no longer have stress anymore. I have a clear conscience. I'm happy. I feel much better than when I was high off that drug. My life's completely transformed internally and externally. I'm happy, which is what I always wanted, which the weed could never fulfill in my life. I have peace within myself. This addiction no longer runs my life anymore.
Perhaps you are watching us and you have reached your limit. You just can't take it anymore. You are in a situation right now that either you solve this problem or this problem is about to take your life from you or take a loved one. Perhaps you look around your life and you have already lost everything you had. What else this addiction must remove from you for you to react against this problem? Haven't you noticed that the longer you procrastinate, the more you are suffering? Haven't you noticed that the more you try to overcome this problem physically, the stronger this addiction gets? We are now in the beginning of February, and how many people have already died in January because of overdose, because of addictions? They tried to overcome their problems, and that's how the spirit of addiction works. First, he comes into the person's life and he manipulates the person's decisions. He drags the person into a cycle and makes the person dependent on that substance or that distraction, such as internet and social media, and video games, and whatever addiction the person has. The person spends most of the time entertaining or using that kind of addiction. The mind of the person is possessed by that thing. And when the person starts losing everything because of the addiction, losing health, losing marriage, losing respect, losing the job, losing the family, because that's the process. The addiction comes into the person, isolates the person from the rest of the family, and little by little the person begins to lose everything. And when the person has lost everything, the same spirit of addiction speaks to the person, just end it. Nobody cares for you. Look at you, you are alone. You try to stop, but you can't. You try to be a better person, but you can't. You are the shame of the family, that voice says. That voice that first brought the addiction, after take everything the person has, that same voice starts speaking in the person's head that there is no way out for the person. And how many people have been ending their lives because they got to the limit. They couldn't take it anymore. They tried everything they knew. Well, sorry for them because they didn't arrive to the treatment of faith. You are watching us now and you have an opportunity to overcome any kind of addiction without losing anything else to this addiction. But you need to leave your place and you have to contact us. You have to come to us so we can be able to help you. And because this is a treatment that is spiritual, it is the only treatment against addiction that you can actually do it on behalf of a family member. Perhaps your family member doesn't recognize he is a drug addict. Perhaps your children, your husband, your wife, they don't see themselves as a drug addict. But you know they are, because you know how that is affecting their lives. So you can start the treatment on behalf of that person. You can come to the help center, you can engage yourself on the treatment, and eventually, because of your faith, those people are also going to come here with you. What you cannot do is to watch the addiction taking over your family, taking over your life, and all that you do is pray, cry, complain. No, that you can't do. You have to react against this problem. Enough of you having this barrier is stopping you and is stucking you in this cycle of failure. Watch now one more story of someone who entered the help center, destroyed, a slave of an addiction. Addiction had taken everything this person had, but this person was delivered from the spirit of addiction, and everything changed in this person's life.
What's your name?
Annabella.
Annabella. What brought you to the addiction cleansing therapy? Which kind of problems you had?
I have problems with prescribed tablets. So that's a bag full of prescribed tablets by my GP. And I consume that in a month's time. That's my monthly.
Hold on here. Come here. Come here. Hold it here. Her name is in every box. Yep. Yes? Yep. Tramadol.
Tramadol is a very highly addictive tablets. It's the ones before morphine. Anyone's been sick in hospital, that's what you take just when you have an operation before morphine. Has heroin, opium on them. It's very, very highly addictive. I was given that by my GP. I had arthritis. I couldn't walk. So he said to me, take when you need it. Yes. The problem is they are so good. Once you take them, you get addicted to them and you want more and more and more. So at the moment I'm taking 4. I was taking 4 a day, but some days I take 8.
Wait a minute. GP told you to take 4 a day maximum because it's 50 milligrams each. She should take maximums of what? 4, but there were days that she was taking 8. Because it would take over the pain to make the person to be relaxed. So you were taking how many pills in total?
I take 14 tablets a day for high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, for the arthritis. Take tablets to sleep, and I take tablets. Then for the tablets I take to go to the loo, all the kinds. All together is 14 tablets I take a day. Some for 15 years. The latest one is that 8 years I've been hooked on that.
And then here, the side effects, when she decided not to take the tablet anymore. What happened?
So that was Friday night, but I took 5 o'clock, was okay. I didn't take 2 before sleep, I couldn't sleep. Saturday, 7 o'clock, I was desperate. I came to the 7 o'clock meeting in the morning. I was already feeling terrible in need of the tablets. I passed Saturday. And Sunday, I couldn't, I was shaking, and I didn't sleep again Saturday to Sunday. I was feeling horrible, shaking, my nose was run. I couldn't breathe, panic attacks all the time, every 3 minutes. I called my friend. I said, oh my God, are you in church? Please do a prayer for me. I don't know what I'm gonna do. She said to me, come to the addictions meeting, 6 o'clock. I came. She's there, I sat next to her through the whole meeting. Nothing went through my brain. I was shaking, I was coughing, I was in pain. So I came to the altar when Pastor called us. I came, but didn't work. So I was feeling really terrible. All I think was about tablets. I need the tablets to take this pain away. I need it. I was sitting there, my friend said, "Suit, I was going to pass out because I was shaking." So
Though here inside, pay attention on that. Though here, the only thought that used to come to her mind was take what? The tablet. Can you see that when we speak about the addiction being an obsession, this is the proof. Addiction is that thought that keeps on coming, bombarding the mind of the addict, the victim, for the push, for the use of the element. She wasn't concentrating straight. And she was feeling the side effects of the decision of not taking the elements anymore. There is the problem. Now she was having the side effects, shaking, not concentrating, because the mind could only think about what? Take the tablet. If you take, you relax. Listen before she concludes that. What did you lose for this addiction?
I lost a lot. I've been having serious problem in my marriage, and I only sleep. I work because I had to work. I have to support my family. But my husband used to say, just sleep. I go home and I sleep. I have no energy to do nothing else. And sleep, I don't remember to go out with my husband, do anything at all, apart from work and sleep.
Can you see that this compromised the marriage? This addiction would keep her more sedated, more sleeping than awake. So the relationship with her and the husband was compromised now. When addiction comes to the life of a person, comes to steal things away. Are we together? So, when finished the addiction cleansing therapy, tell them what happened.
I went back to my seat. I was really mad. I said, sorry. I said, I just wish this finished now. Then my friend said,
Because you wanted the medicine.
I said to her, I'm going out. I'm going to take my tablets. I can't deal with this. Then my friend said, no, you're going there to talk to the pastor. Go there. He'll help you. So I went there, and I don't know. I said, I think I told you I'm hooked in tablets. I don't even remember. I knew I. And then the pastor said to me, I remember you have something in your hand. You put that down, and he done the cleanses for me. And that was a miracle, because by the time he finished, I don't remember tablets. I don't remember nothing. I just remember my body is no pain, no. I can't even explain this horrible feeling. And I didn't have the panic attacks. I could breathe.
On the spot.
In the spot. It was instant. So from that minute, I never remember these tramadols anymore.
Tell me, for how long you were clean?
Now it's third week.
21 days.
The third week, I didn't touch any tablets. And it's two miracles, because one for the addiction and all the other problems. I had diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and I don't take any tablets at all. And many, many days, I couldn't go to work. Either my blood pressure was too high, or I have to leave work because I couldn't work without tablets. Now, 3 weeks, I didn't touch a thing at all. Nothing.
If you don't stop, you'll never be hooked. If you don't stop the cleansing, you will see results.
Even if you have tried everything, even if you have placed all the strength you have, I want to speak to you now who have reached your limit, your breaking point. You just can't take it anymore. You know, you went to rehab many times, or you sent your children many times to these places. You tried medication, you've tried to stop, you've tried to change, but it seems like that always something happens and drags you back to the same starting point. Your life has been a cycle for many years. You are in your limit. You have had enough. Actually, you are watching me right now, and there are many negative thoughts bombarding your mind, as if you can't do anything else. Perhaps you are adapting yourself to the problem. Perhaps there is a voice that told you that you are never going to be free from this addiction. There is a voice telling you that there is nothing you can do to get rid of this problem. Perhaps there is a voice telling you that the only way for you to get rid of this addiction is ending your life. Because that's exactly what happens when people reach their limit. When a person reaches the limit in a marriage, they get divorced. They run away. It's the easiest option. When a person is not doing well at work, performing well, and a lot is going on there, the easier thing is to give up the job. So we are limited. We have our limitations. And normally when we reach our limit, our body sends us the information to stop, to accept that that's the max that we can reach. The doctor comes to you and says, there is no cure, there is no healing. There is nothing that we can do. And the person reached the limit. That's the limit of the doctor. There is nothing else he can do because his knowledge is limited. He never found out what to do. But Jesus, He gave us something that allows us to have limitless answers. Jesus once, He said, have faith in God. If you tell this mountain to move and you do not doubt in your heart, but you believe in what you said, you believe in His word, whatever you ask will be given to you. Can you see? The power of faith that God gave us is limitless. God doesn't want your life to be limited. Perhaps you reached your limitations, you reached your limit, and you don't know what else to do. But I'm telling you that we can help you to overcome this problem. On the 17th of February, we are going to have a great international gathering. In every country where we have the UCKG Help Center and the Silk Center, we are going to be together, putting our faith together to break all the limits and limitations. You who have reached your limit, you who are going through a situation that there is nothing else that you can do, you don't know what else to do, get in touch with us now. You can call us on 0296029837. Or you can send us an email, help@uckg.org.au. We have the number on your screen of our WhatsApp that you can also send us a voice message or you can type according to your preference. But get in touch with us because even if you are on your limit, it's the best moment for you to use your faith. Imagine that. If you have a faith in God, whatever you ask, it will be given to you. So the power of faith, faith is a tool that allows you to surpass the limits and limitations you have. You just have to use it, and we are going to help you to find out. As soon as this spirit of addiction is removed from your body, things are going to be very clean. Well, we are going to prepare ourselves for the prayer. If you have your glass of water, keep it handy because it's time of blessing.
In life at times, people and situations disappoint us. Have you ever given God a chance to help you out of your sufferings? Give God the opportunity to show you that He is capable and willing to help you. Close your eyes and open your heart, because now is the moment of prayer.
My Lord and my Father, in the name of the Lord Jesus, consecrate this water that these people are holding right now. Every drop of this element, let it be your power. There are people praying with us, my God. They've reached their limit. They understood this addiction is really taking a huge part of their lives away. People who are about to lose their children, lose their marriage, losing their family. People who have lost already everything they had to this addiction, working just to cover the cost of this addiction. People who are losing strength because that spirit of addiction is draining their strength away. But when they drink this water, let your power go inside of them. In the same way, one day the addiction entered and destroyed. When this water entered their bodies, will remove the spirit of destruction. I bless and consecrate this water in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. And you who believe, you can drink this water and receive the power of God. Amen. Well, my dear friend, I believe that God's power is manifested in your life. But of course, how much do you want your life to change? How much do you want your life to change? How much do you want to see a transformation? If you say, I want very much, well, so show it by leaving your house and attending one of the help centers. If you are at home, if you are resting at home, or even suffering at home, but you just stay at home, how do you want God to help you if you don't react against this problem? So it doesn't matter how far it is. It doesn't matter how difficult it is to get to one of the help centers. It's time to react against this problem. Difficult is for you to know that you can have a solution, but you continue living in this life. This is difficult. Difficult is to live a life possessed by the spirit of addiction. This is difficult. To leave your place and come to the church despite of the distance, this is not difficult. This is good because you are going to be showing your faith to God. And when you step into this place, the power of God will already be manifested in your life. Is it possible for you to come here and go back home in the same way? Well, have a wonderful night. God bless you all.
This program is brought to you by UCKG.